Okay, say what you just said again.
I don't know anybody that sexually assaults people.
You don't know anyone that you know sexually assaults people.
Right.
You probably know people who sexually assault people. You don't know that they do. Because I don't think those 3 guys, and I'm going to add another one that happened. I'm going to add 2 more that happened. I don't think anybody that knew them would think they are people that sexually assault people.
My Inner Knowing, empowering you to find your compass for the journey. We are dedicated to supporting you to rediscover and trust your natural ability to navigate life each day by sharing insight and experience through the lens of 2 professional communicators and their guests. We intend to prompt internal inquiry that supports all those willing to explore a unique path.
I want to do man versus bear.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Well, hello.
Hello.
So, a few things. If you listen to us, we would love for you to consider also watching us on YouTube. Somebody I was talking to today told me that they had moved from audio to video and were enjoying watching us. So, it's just the feel of it's different. Again, it's just something to consider. That watching us might teach something, another level of how we engage.
Sure. No, I agree. You see the nonverbal cues and our funny personality quirks, etc. Silly faces, you know, whatever.
Whatever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was just thinking, we've got the conversations we wish our parents had with us growing up is going to be starting. And that at the moment, the intro video comes out, I think, Tuesday, August 5th. And I think right now there's 22 in the series, and they're going to come out every other Tuesday, I believe is the schedule. And we're going to really, again, do our best to keep them around 10 minutes long.
Which is going to be hard.
Which is going to be really hard.
Because we like to talk.
Yeah. So we might, what we're considering is doing a longer conversation about each one of the topics too, but we'll get to that. Right now we're going to work on just the short ones. And then...
and we're really excited about that series just because it's so difficult, even for us, even in retrospect.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I was practicing over the weekend with my daughter.
Yeah.
Asking questions about her childhood and those sorts of things. And it's a big, big topic and hard for us to even get into.
It is. So these will be just, scraping the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. The what, when, and why. And then the how part's going to be, it's going to be longer, but that's why we were thinking about doing the extended later, but we're going to go towards all the topics that people brought up, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And then we have a free mini course that we created that will be coming out in August as well. And then we've got a guest scheduled for August that I am crazy excited about, but we'll wait to announce that until we have the recording done.
Yeah, and the free mini courses on relationship.
Yes, the free mini course is on relationship.
And it is very abbreviated version of our bigger course.
Yes.
Just to give people a flavor and to give something for free. So anyway, we hope you enjoy it and hope you sign up for it.
Yeah, and it's 7-page PDF. Beautifully done by my niece Megan. She did a great job.
She's awesome.
Yeah, and just the whole team, Kelsey and David.
Yeah.
And Jason, everybody that's contributing and helping us put together all this wonderful content that we're putting out there. And so anyway, so today's topic.
Woo!
So one of my employees suggested this as a conversation that you and I have. And while I haven't heard about it on social media in a few months, I think it's a conversation worth having regardless. There's a lot of thoughts I have about it. And I know that you were unfamiliar with the topic. And so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I'd never heard that before.
Yeah, which is
And
fascinating.
I was reactive to it as soon as I did.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hear it.
Yeah. So we're going so we're going to step into our version of man versus bear. And so I mentioned to Walker last night, I said, there's a few topics, that I have on the top of my head that we could go towards. And he was like, when I said man versus bear, he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, you haven't seen that on social media? And he's like, no. And I was like, wow, okay. So I think I explained it as if a woman was by herself in the woods, what would she rather run into, a man versus a bear? And overall, the common feedback that I have seen or heard is that women, not all women, that women commented that they would rather run into a bear in the woods by themselves than a man. And so I know I'll just let you speak for yourself.
Well, my immediate reaction, and this conversation may step on some toes. I don't know. It steps on my toes too. So my immediate reaction was, that's easy to say until you're face to face with the bear. And I get it. Well, I probably don't get it actually. So I need to understand more, but it hurts me is really, I think, what drives my reactivity. Because I like to be viewed as kind, and I like to be kind. I like to make or help or try to help make people feel good about themselves and empowered. I do it a lot, if you've noticed. And just the thought of, because I like to hike, and the thought of being viewed as that big of a threat, that I would be worse than a bear, when I would probably be the first to climb down the cliffside if you fell to try to save your life, hurts me. And I just think it's a really sad state of affairs that women feel that threatened, and that there could be good reason for feeling that threatened, but also that there could be good reasons why it's a stereotype. I'm not saying people shouldn't be careful. I'm just saying I'm not a threat. And to be viewed as a threat just because I'm a man is sad. So that's my first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So there were, after, I mentioned that and you had that reaction, and I knew it was about really more like it hurting your heart, that would be what people experience.
Most times it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so, because I know you, and I know, that you don't want to harm people. We all harm people, but I know you don't want to harm people. And you are helpful. And, the things that came to mind for me were immediately, isn't it interesting that this is one of those topics where we would pick the dark cave over the tiger's lair? Because we don't do that often, right? Often we pick the tiger's lair.
Tell us more. See, because I would couch those two the same way.
So for me, when I think about it, is if I've decided that running into a man in the woods by myself is inherently dangerous, then that's the tiger's lair, right? I don't know how a bear is going to react, right? I can imagine. I think it all depends on the type of bear, right? And I don't think they specified what type of bear. I think running into a black bear would be different than running into a grizzly bear. And one that's sick or hungry or his cubs are around or, there's a lot of things.
Kind of like men.
Tell me more. Oh, you mean the difference?
You
Oh,
don't
sure.
know what kind of man you're running into either.
You don't.
Because there are dangerous men out there. There's dangerous
Absolutely.
women too.
Absolutely. Right. Right. Dangerous people. And
Sure.
that's, I always want to go back to that. When people say men do this or men do that. And I'm like, people do that. People do that. And inherently, a man is not going to say, if I am in the woods by myself, if I run into a woman by herself, that I am not going to be afraid if I run into a woman by myself, right? And that's inherently the difference, right?
Sure. She could be. I mean, the interesting thing in my immediate just going right there is if she was carrying a gun, I wouldn't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'd expect it to be honest, or mace at least.
Mm-hmm. Right. But her presence doesn't threaten you.
Not unless she's acting weird.
Right. But inherently.
Just say there's no odd behavior. They're just, there they are in a clearing that you're coming around the bend, and there they are. Not
right.
at all.
Not at all.
No.
Right. Nor a man.
Not for me. No.
Right.
No, I haven't felt that.
Right.
Now, I mean, it depends. If I was downtown in a dark alley, I would be wary of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be wary of a woman in a dark alley, but not to the same extent. That's true. Okay. So you're giving me some more clarity.
Yeah. Right.
So
for me, I wouldn't have a reaction, to a woman in the woods if I was by myself and she was by herself. I don't believe that my body would feel threatened.
Right.
I do think that there are women who are going to be threatened by running into anybody. When I think about what is I think what my reaction would be, I'm trying to put myself in different situations that I have been in. What's interesting for me is I think about it. I actually don't think that as they were coming towards me, I would be afraid. I think for me, Theresa, if I saw a man coming towards me and he was just walking towards me, that would not bother me. When it would bother me is as soon as he passed me. What I believe is that him being behind me and me not being able to see him would actually be what I would struggle with. For me, I feel like it would then be, how do I protect myself if I can't see what's coming? And what?
Lay down in the trail and put your walking sticks over your neck.
Right, like you did. Right, to protect yourselves from the wolves. Yeah. Yeah.
When my light ran out.
Right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the Stardust telephone trail.
Yeah.
And so for me, there is that, I am aware when I am by myself that even if the fear that I feel in my body may not stop me from doing what it is I want to do, the fear is there. It is there. The fear, I mean, when I think about, I don't have to just go back to, being sexually abused as a young girl. I remember being at somebody's house when I was probably like 13. And it was like a co-ed party. And I don't know whose house it was. But what I do know is there were people there that I did not know. And I remember that was like the first time that someone like felt me up and I didn't know what was happening. And it was by a boy I did not know. And then when I was 17, a friend of mine at the time was house sitting. And she and her boyfriend came over, and he came over with some friends. And they went and slept in like the master bedroom. And I was asleep on a couch. Have I told you this story?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And when I woke up, one of the guys that was there, who I did not know, had my hand on his penis and was jacking off using my hand. And that was not something that I had ever experienced. And I didn't know what to do, but I was very afraid. And I remember yanking my hand away and him saying something like, you have to finish now. And I'm like, I didn't even know what that meant, right?
Wow.
And then him ejaculating, which then in my mind was, I was terrified I was going to get pregnant because some boy's ejaculate was on my hand. And I remember like trying to like get into the bathroom and wash it off so that I did not get pregnant. I was 17.
Yeah.
And I remember like being so like distressed that as I drove away, it was hard for me to like even stay awake. Which I know was some like level of shock,
Sure.
right? And those were people I didn't know. I just happened to be in a place. And so I think I learned early that people I didn't know were dangerous too. Men I didn't know were dangerous too. So I knew men that I knew were dangerous. But those things taught me that men that I didn't know were dangerous. And that I could be somewhere. And that my physical body was still an option for them to touch, and to violate without my permission, just because I happened to be there.
Right.
And so, for me, that's what I imagine that people have in their mind.
Do you think that that's after all the years in the therapy chair, is that a common experience?
I believe it is
of
absolutely,
sexual assault?
Absolutely. I think
Because that's sexual assault.
Yeah, right.
That kid should have gone charged.
right. So I think it happens all the time.
Really?
All the time.
Okay.
You know this story. I don't actually know if I've talked about it on the podcast or not. But 15 years ago, when I went on retreat,
Yeah.
right?
Go ahead, yeah.
That man was an adult. Not only was he an adult, he was a counselor.
Well, tell us what he did.
We were in a group activity, and when we were all sitting on the floor, and when I got up to like on break, and like how you get up off the floor, and he was sitting next to me, and he stuck his finger up my nose and then licked his finger.
That's just disgusting.
And I froze then.
Sure.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, what
Yeah.
happened? Right? And I didn't like know him. I met him, at that retreat, but I didn't know him. And again, still like some assumption that just because I'm there and for whatever reason, that felt whatever for him. I don't even know. I can't even decide what that was for him. If that was an attempt at connection, but it was, to me, assault.
Sure.
Right? I mean, literally, I'm like, what? And then what was so much harder than that is when I went to one of the assistants that was there, and I said to her, I need to have a clearing with him because this is what he did. Her response to me was, well, that's just what boys do. And in my mind, I had 3 boys.
Right.
Right? And I'm thinking, no, they don't.
Right.
No, they don't go up and stick their fingers up. Maybe when they were little boys, like little, like 1.5, and they would stick their finger up my nose. But not when they're big boys. Go
Big
around.
boys meaning in their 30s or 40s.
As this man was.
Give me a break.
Right. Right. And I said, no, they don't. But it created doubt in me.
Yeah.
Her saying that created doubt in me. And I literally came home from that retreat and started asking adult men, do you stick your finger up people's noses that you don't know and then lick your finger?
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Power. I think it was power. Sexual power.
Right. Sexual power.
Yeah.
Right. But all those things were sexual
I could
power.
touch you.
Right.
Taste you.
Right.
Ugh.
Right. Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, now I'm feeling bad that I was reactive. If it's a common experience to be sexually assaulted growing up as a girl and a woman, and even as a grown woman with children, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's just not my experience, babe. Not at all.
Right. But I think that's the problem, right? Is the disconnect is that I don't think that men look at this guy or that guy or that guy and think, oh, he sexually assaults people. I don't think that happens.
Really?
Like, who would you say that sexually assaults people?
I don't know anybody that sexually assaults people other than stepfathers I had.
Okay, say what you just said again.
I don't know anybody that sexually assaults people.
You don't know anyone that sexually assaults people.
Right.
You probably know people who sexually assault people. You don't know that they do. Because I don't think those 3 guys, and I'm going to add another one that happened. I'm going to add 2 more that happened. I don't think anybody that knew them would think they are people that sexually assault people. But I had my first corporate job. And I think I've talked about this on the podcast. One of the partners in the law firm that I worked at came up to me when I was 18 years old, when he was intoxicated, and said, I want to fuck you. And I smacked him. And then I had a partner at one of the accounting firms that I worked for that said he needed help with his, whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. You put them in your collar.
Tabs.
Anyway,
Collar stays.
And he said, I can't get this one in. Can you help me? And so, of course, I'm a helper, right? So I was like, sure. Trying to figure it out. He starts talking to me about his teenage son's wet dreams. And so, but I don't think, again, that the people that those people know or work with would say those are people that sexually assault people. So what do we do with that? Because they are people that cross sexual boundaries with women who they have. I mean, and those two men were married men. And so the positives of both of those experiences is that when I did go to the other men in those firms, in the law firm and in the accounting firm, they did listen to me. They did do something about it. Those people were whatever you want to call, talked to, reprimanded. So for me, it isn't all men, but I don't know which man it is. Because I didn't expect any of those. So, what's the safest thing for me to do? How do I decide? Because it hasn't just happened once. I'm not asking you for an answer, babe.
I don't have any answers.
I know. And I think that we don't talk about it. You know, I think you probably have heard most of all of those stories.
And
right?
a couple more that you didn't share yet.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Corporate dinner.
Yeah.
And another retreat.
Yes. 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 I was at a dinner. I was there with my husband. This person was there with their spouse. There was another couple there. He had been drinking, this guy. and as best as I recall, he asked my then husband what it would be like, or what was it like to taste me in front of everybody. And then, yes, I was at another retreat, and there was a man there who I had been watching all week because I noticed that he hit on people. And I think I may have talked about this one too in a different episode, but he asked me in front of everyone how much would it cost him to spend the night with me. And, you know, I was proud of my response, which was, you don't have that much money. But the reality is now, how many times have I said now? Has it been 5, 6? Just by men thinking that they can. Because I'm there, right? I'm not doing anything, you know. I'm not dressed provocatively or, you know, all the feedback. I was just there. Just a woman there. So I think even in like the context of the fuller, longer conversation and all the work that I have done with clients over the last 20 years, while I haven't sat down with any particular person, unless this is the work we're doing, but I always hear stories from women in the course of therapy about different things that have happened to them.
Do you think, and I'm not trying to belittle, but, and I'm not the type to walk up with a proposition like that anyway.
Not at all. Not you
Okay.
are not.
Not
Nope.
my style.
Nope.
But hitting on people, depending on degree, I mean, I don't know how the human race continues if there's not some approach. So is that sexual assault, or is it a sexual assault because of the verbal nature of it, the way it's stated?
Oh, because of the nature, the way that it's stated. I mean, there's an implied power, right? Because it is, all of them are about power. Yeah. All, whether it's money or position,
Sure.
right? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. A certain level of entitlement. I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the law firm, the accounting firm were like,
They were.
yeah, it was
I mean,
total harassment.
yeah.
You
And
know, you
not,
can't proposition like that.
and not something I really understood at that age. I was pretty young.
Yeah, plus you're 18.
Yeah, one of them was 18, and I think the other one was 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are not responsible for carrying the choices that all of those other men made.
Yeah, or any other guy that doesn't do that, right? Because there's plenty.
Right. Right.
But how does any woman know? And so it's just, but I do feel a shame about it. It's just like, to see you go through that, the pain even now, all these years later, is just so big. So, well, I guess I've learned more about myself, being reactive and judgy about the bear versus the man. And why wouldn't you feel that way? And if it's a common experience, I don't know how anyone gets together if that's the case. You somehow trusted me.
Well, you know, you never felt threatening to me. And when you approached me to share that you had feelings for me, what you said was, Theresa, I think I love you.
Yeah, it wasn't sexual.
No.
Wasn't. So
No.
how could it be, really?
No, and you weren't. I mean,
Yeah.
even prior to saying that to me, you weren't sexual with me.
Yeah.
I didn't experience my value to you as being sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had, it wouldn't have ever happened. We
Right.
wouldn't have had a relationship.
Right.
Because that's not something I respond to. It is not something that is interesting to me or intriguing or macho or powerful or confident or strong. It's just immature, young, attachment issues, needing to feel power, willing to sacrifice that person for a dopamine hit. No, it's not ever how I've experienced you. So thank you.
That's a good thing. No,
Yeah.
it's hard, and I'm sorry. It's like, inappropriate laughter, because I don't know how to handle all this. Honestly, it's just hard.
I think it's just staying open and being curious, even when we're reactive, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that when we're reactive, it's touching a story, about us in some way.
Yeah. So, man versus bear.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that was the consensus on the
Yes,
internet too.
that was the consensus.
Sure. In the comments, were people saying I was sexually assaulted?
Absolutely.
Da-da-da.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What made your coworker, your employee, bring it up? I mean, what was the concept that they thought would be interesting about a topic for us to discuss, or how it came up in conversation with you guys?
I don't remember exactly. I mean, based off what I know, about her, I mean, I think she values you, she sees you, as I'm putting words in her mouth, totally. So
We'll
you
make
know
them
who
good
you
then.
are.
He's the greatest guy ever. Is that it? Sorry. A little comic relief from the
Yeah.
seriousness of this conversation.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. Yeah.
I know it's hard. It's hard to hear what other people's painful life experiences are, especially when we're put into that group that harms.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, I think for her, I'm pretty sure she listens every Friday when we release it, and I think what she would say about you is that you are authentic, vulnerable, kind, and that I think she just wanted to really know what our conversation would be about it.
Well.
I don't know that she had any other expectation. She just said, "I'd like to hear you and Walker talk about that."
Sure.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then, it just wasn't on my radar, right? And then it came back, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one to talk about." Yeah. What?
Oh, I'm laughing at myself for my reactivity and judgment about the topic.
Yeah.
Because, literally, I was like, what a crock of shit. Blaming every man's dangerous. But why the hell wouldn't you feel that way if that's a common experience? Good Lord. And if it's not common, if it's your experience, it's your experience. Why wouldn't you feel that way if all those things had happened?
Yeah. I have not said this to you.
Yeah.
Mowing on the tractor at the land by myself without you right there is terrifying for me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
To go out of sight when I'm up over the hill? Wow.
Yeah. I worry. I mean, I do. The fear is real that a man will come out of the woods and attack me on the tractor. When I go to trim branches away from the trail cameras and you are not with me, I am very aware and anxious and protected, like I either have, a large hedge clippers or something, and I'm very intentional about making sure that I am protected. Looking around, staying safe. But mowing near the tree line is very difficult for me because it is so dense. The coverage is so dense. And I'm like, that tractor doesn't move very fast. I mean, it does, but it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
And so, no, it's a real fear. Yeah. I just choose to push through the fear so that I can live the life that I want to live. But the fear is there. I don't ever think that a woman is going to come running out of the woods to harm me. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Because I know it's not you. You're not that guy.
It's not, but it's also not my experience. I never in a million years, if you thought, tell me what you think I might be afraid of out here. I don't know that would have come up.
I know.
Now, sleeping out there alone, maybe, sure. I would feel uncomfortable just sleeping out there alone. Because there's the residential facility and that sort of stuff close by, or was. But not anywhere near the same degree. Because I was never afraid sleeping on the trail when I hiked. Not really. So that's why you don't like take the mower. That's why I'm always mowing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine sitting in my car,
Sure.
working on something while you go mow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will do it. I will do it. Again, easier if I'm not near a tree line where I can see.
Right.
But hugging the tree line tight, to like, trim it up well, causes me anxiety.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Wow. So what do we do with all this? What do we do?
To me, acknowledging the reality of what people's experience is, I think is the most important thing we can do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fix all those other people that choose to do those things. To try to have power over people by taking from them. But when you hear about it, or when someone comes to you, being able to hold space for them in a way where they feel that you see them and hear them and don't try to make excuses or whatever. I think that's what we can do. Raise our men better than we are. I've worked really hard on that as a mom.
Well, let's talk about this for a minute. What's your experience in the therapy room with men? Not coming on to you. No, that's happened too. But I mean, is there a discussion of that type of behavior that people have engaged in? Like regret that they did that in the past, or you probably don't go there, would be my guess.
No, there have been men that have expressed regret about choices that they've made, for sure. I think there's plenty of men who've been sexually assaulted by other men. I just don't think men talk about it.
Sure.
But I've worked with a lot of men that have been sexually assaulted by other men. And by other women, typically in power positions. But not as often that men have shared.
Tissue.
Yeah, that men have shared about being sexually assaulted by a woman, for sure. If I was going to put percentages between men that have shared being sexually assaulted by a woman, it would be tiny, tiny. But men that have shared being sexually assaulted by, another man, more common than we want to believe. Also about power.
Right.
No answer. Just saying
There's
it out
not-
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's important to bring it out. But what a shame.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your pain.
Thanks, babe.
And I'm sorry I didn't understand more, but I do now.
I know.
More.
Right.
Not saying I understand completely, because I know I never will. But, yeah.
I am sure that there are people in your life, if you sat down and had a conversation with them and stayed curious, it would be really hard to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for being brave. That was brave and hard.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you for joining us today. We are excited to explore life with you. We encourage curiosity, self-growth, and we strive to be more compassionate every day.